Are you planning on buying or selling a home? You want to make sure you know all the facts. There are a ton of myths out there that we need to really dive in deep and debunk. There are a lot of common myths out there that even the most experienced buyers and sellers still might believe. If you're serious about making smart decisions about buying or selling, then you're not going to want to miss this video. So sit back, grab a cup of coffee, and here we go. One of the top myths out there is that you need 20% down in order to buy a home. That is simply not true. I know a lot of people have heard that, and so they automatically think they have to have 20%, but you don't. There are all kinds of loan programs out there that can get you in a home with less down. Now, remember, if you put less than 20% down, you will have the private mortgage insurance on there. Once you get to 80%, then they can lower it and take it off for you, but you have to ask. There are FHA loans out there that are 3.5% down, and you have VA loans out there which you can get in with 0 down. And then there are even conventional loans where you can get in with as little as 3% or 5% down. So you don't need that 20%. That 20% can be really hard to save up for. So just know that there are other things out there you can do. You don't have to have that 20%. So don't let that scare you away. The next myth is that the best time to sell is in the spring. Well, that has traditionally been true, but there are all kinds of circumstances out there that may make it so that the spring is not the best time for you to buy or sell. You may have personal circumstances that make it difficult for you to buy or sell in the spring. Maybe you have a job relocation and so you need to move at a certain time. Or maybe your family is growing and you're going to add another one to the family and so you need to get into a bigger home. Or maybe sadly you're going through a divorce and so you can't wait for that time to sell and you need to have it happen now. In Texas, real estate is pretty busy year-round, so you don't necessarily have to wait for that perfect season in order to sell your home. Like if you're in colder climates, a lot of people do have to wait until winter is done because they know that not very many people are going to be out looking at homes when it's ice and snow and all that. In Texas, we don't really have to worry about that so much, so it is pretty busy all year round. So the best time to buy or sell really just depends on you and the market at the time. The next myth out there is that you want to list your home higher than the price you want to get. A lot of people think, oh, well, that's going to leave me a lot of room for negotiating. So if I start high, then when a buyer puts an offer in, I can always negotiate. But sometimes that backfires on you. It can scare off a lot of buyers, and they may take your home off their list altogether because they don't really want to have to worry about a home that's already overpriced to begin with. And a lot of buyers, especially first-time home buyers, get very nervous about negotiating. So if they know the home is already overpriced, they want to just take that one off their list and they're going to go to the next one on their list. Also, the longer your house sits on the market, obviously the longer it's going to take to sell, and that can just lead to a lot of frustration. Sometimes you'll end up with a lower sales price, or maybe you're going to get lowball offers, or you may not end up even getting any offers at all. So the best thing to do is to price it competitively at the very beginning when you first list it. The first week you have your home on the market is typically the busiest time, and that's when more people are going to be looking at it. Their eyes are going to be on it. So you really want to come out just swinging from the beginning and price your house competitively so that you will get lots of people looking at it and hopefully lots of offers. The next myth is that you should always accept the first offer. Now, sometimes the first offer is the best offer, but it doesn't necessarily make that so. You want to make sure that you review every single offer you get and look at it from all the angles. You want to look at anything that has to do with the contract and review it, and have your agent sit down with you and review it. The best thing to do is just make a list, and that way you can compare all the offers that you receive. Like maybe you need a fast closing, or it's the opposite and you need a longer escrow. Well, sometimes you can negotiate that in the offers, so you don't necessarily want to pick that first one because you may get another one in that is even better that you can negotiate with more. So you have to be open and just negotiate so that you can get the best price possible. The next myth, and I know y'all have heard this so many times when buyers say, well, I think the market's gonna come down. I think we're gonna crash, so I'm gonna wait until the market comes down. Well, if we had a crystal ball, then that would be perfect, and we would know exactly when the market is gonna change, when pricing is gonna go down or when pricing is gonna go up. But we don't have that crystal ball, unfortunately. If you're waiting for the market to tank or hit the bottom, you might be waiting a really long time because you just don't know when that's gonna happen. And it could also mean that rates are going to be going up. So the higher the rates go, the less purchase power you have, so the less buying power you have. So you may end up paying more for less house. You really want to find a home that's going to fit your wants and needs and your budget. So rather than trying to figure out when the market is going to drop or when we're going to hit bottom, you really want to focus on your wants and needs and your financing. If y'all are finding value in my video, could you do me a favor? Hit the subscribe button and click that bell, and you get notified every single time I post a new video. And click the like button too. Now let's get back to it. The next myth is that you should always renovate before you sell. Well, renovating can be really costly and it can take a lot of time too. So you really want to weigh the odds and see which is going to come out better for you. You have to figure out if the renovations are even going to pay off. Are they going to be worth it? Are you going to get that money back when you go to sell your home? So some updates and improvements can help your home sell for a higher price. You just have to know what those improvements are and what the best ones to do on your home are. So you want to make sure that you ask your agent. So ask me, and I will give you guys good ideas on what is really going to make it worth it, what is going to be worth your money to renovate at the time you're getting ready to sell. Small updates can have a huge impact, like something so simple as just painting or putting new light fixtures in, or even just changing the hardware. Maybe the hardware is older and it's kind of outdated, so you update the hardware and it really makes it just seem all fresh and new. And also, you don't want to over renovate for your area. So you don't want to do these renovations maybe that are going to be very costly for you, but then you've priced yourself out of the neighborhood, so you're definitely not going to get the money back that you've invested. Again, ask your agent. They can help you figure out which of those renovations are going to be worth your time and money. And then the last myth is that all real estate agents are the same. It's really not true. You know, a lot of people think, well, all an agent does is they just open up a door and show you a home and that's it. But there really is a lot more to it to that. We all have different areas that we specialize in and we focus on, and we also all have very different personalities. So you really want to find an agent that you are comfortable with, that your personalities mesh. You're going to be spending a ton of time together, so you really want to make sure that you are compatible and that you're comfortable and you feel that you can talk openly and freely with your agent. You also need an agent that's going to be honest with you, and they're going to tell you the truth and give you honest advice. So not all agents are created equally. And choosing the right agent can make a huge difference in your buying and selling experience. You just need to find the right fit. So in this video, we talked about some common myths that are related to real estate. We talked about needing 20% down. Not true, you don't need 20% anymore. And we also talked about how accepting the first offer isn't always the best decision. And we talked a little bit about waiting for the market to crash. We don't have that crystal ball, so who knows when the market's gonna change. And then we talked about the myth that all real estate agents are the same. Y'all know all real estate agents aren't the same, so you really do want to find that perfect fit for you. So make sure you reach out to me if you have any questions or you'd like a consultation. Thank you so much for watching my video. And don't forget, if you haven't already done so, can you do me a favor? Hit that subscribe button and click on that bell so you get notified every single time I post a new video. Remember, I do them every week. See you next time.